My apologies for the internet connection. May I know what part of my analysis uh, you did not you did not hear? My apologies for the technical problem. I did not notice that I was cut off. Perhaps it's because of the weather now in our country. We, most of the places here in our country were devastated by the typhoon, recent typhoon. I'd like to ask on what particular part of the analysis are we when I was cut off? Thank you for understanding. Let me just check. Okay, internal waves. Let's continue with the internal waves. So let me just first hide this. Okay. As I was mentioning a while ago, I was expecting that the price uh, will have a correction based on the Elliott wave theory that I have shared a while ago. This one, I expected the market will retest the previous day high or the previous day body high, and then it will continue to go down. And what's the reason behind that? First and foremost, I'd like you to uh, notice the first downtrend. The first downtrend here is composed of five waves. We have here wave one, two, three, four, and then we have the five, not the fifth wave. So in Elliott wave theory, if we have five waves down, especially that I was certain that the market will continue to go down, then in Elliott wave theory, if the first downtrend is composed of five waves, then the possible corrective structure would be a zigzag. Now, what is zigzag in Elliott wave theory? Okay, let me just explain what is zigzag. Zigzag is a corrective structure labeled as ABC, wherein the wave A is composed of five internal waves, the wave B has at least three internal waves or sub ABC, and then the wave C here or the parenthesis wave C here is composed of five internal waves. So therefore, what makes me decide, what made me decide to forecast this as a possible downtrend continuation is simply because of the first five waves that was given on the first downtrend. Since the first downtrend is composed of five internal waves, then therefore the best fitting or the best corrective structure that would fit this retracement will be called as a zigzag. Again, the reason behind that is simply because we have the five internal waves here. So since I have here the five internal waves here, and if we will try to check the what type of motive wave is the first five internal waves, then this can be considered as a diagonal. In Elliott wave theory, what do we mean by diagonal? It means that the the wave 4 will go beyond the territory of wave 1. That means the wave 4 will overlap the territory of wave 1 but should not go beyond the territory of wave 2. So since this is a leading diagonal, let me label it as leading diagonal. So if I'm going to label this as leading diagonal, in Elliott wave theory, there is what we call rule of alternation or alternate rule. What is that alternate rule? Meaning, if your first wave is leading diagonal, your third wave should not be another diagonal. In other words, from the word itself, alternate rule, meaning there should be an alternation between patterns and structure in Elliott wave theory. So therefore, if this is leading diagonal, I will not expect a leading diagonal in the wave C here, the 5 internal waves of the zigzag correction here. And let's check if that the rules of Elliott wave theory were all satisfied in this particular price action. So this will be my wave A, wave B, and then wave C will be here. So let's count the waves, the next downtrend, and it should be counted as five waves down. We have here wave 1, we have here wave 2, we have wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. A while ago, I have mentioned that the alternate rule. I've said that if the wave A is a diagonal, then the wave C should not be a diagonal based on the rule of alternation in Elliott wave theory. Now let's check. When we say diagonal, the wave 4 will go overlap the territory of wave 1. Now here, let's see if the wave 4 did overlap the territory of wave 1. So imagine if you know the rules of you know the rules of Elliott wave theory by heart. If you want to take a short trade here, then therefore your invalidation or your SL should be based on the price of wave 1 here because of the alternate rule that the the wave C should not be a diagonal as well. So if we're going to trade this for the fifth wave, for example, then your SL or your invalidation of your analysis should be placed within the price of wave 1. Of course, you have to consider the spread. So make sure that you don't use the exact price, but at least give a breathing space for the spread. Now, what are we expecting after this? We are expecting that it will create a new low. And what will be the possible target? The possible target for that low will be the previous day body low. Why? Here, it's clear that anytime now, the price will create a new low. Why? Because this particular structure can be considered as a triangle. If I'm going to label this can be considered a possible triangle. And anytime now, we may see a price breakout. So um, here, we have here the wave A, then we have the wave C, connect it to the wave A to wave C. That's how we connect the trend lines in Elliott wave theory using a triangle, and then B and D. So basically, we have the A, B, C, D, E already. Then, if you're going to trade this, then your invalidation, scalp trade this, then your invalidation would be this particular price as your first or last line of defense. And then your first line of defense will be the price of this one. So you may find any price uh, below wave C here before it will continue to go down. So I'm expecting that the price will uh, bounce a little here to create the first wave, and then the wave 2, 3, 4, and then 5. This will be the internal wave. So that is what is expected based on the Elliott wave theory. And the possible target will be the previous day body high. So we have here the wave 1, 2. The invalidation will be this one. Let me change it into, uh, let me just use this one. This will be your bearish scalp last line of defense. This will be your bearish first line, scalp first line of defense. So expect a bounce, um, testing the bearish first line of defense, and then after that, it will continue to go down, and the possible reversal zone for a short term reversal would be the previous day body high, body low, and if ever this will gets broken, you can continue your target to the previous day low, or you can even consider the previous week high as your possible target. So as of now, the short term movement of gold would be um, a zigzag correction with a leading diagonal wave A and an impulsive wave C. Okay, so all the rules that I have mentioned in terms of Elliott wave theory were satisfied based on this price action. Elliott wave theory can be used in any time frame. You may use it in monthly, even yearly for investment purposes, or on weekly. You can use it for weekly analysis, for positional trades, for swing trades. You use the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame. But if you're going to do an intraday, I would suggest that you check the 1 hour time frame to 15 minutes time frame. But if you're scalping just like me using the Elliott wave theory, then you can use it in the lower time frame, like 1 minute. Now, question from officialisco: does it work on only gold? No, Elliott wave theory is a trading strategy used uh, and was discovered around 1930s, and big institutions or companies or even hedge companies are using Elliott wave theory for their market structure. Basically, this strategy existed since 1930s, and their proponent here is Ralph uh, Nelson Elliott. That's why it's called Elliott wave theory. Yes, it can be used for short or long term analysis. And just like what I've mentioned, based on the Elliott wave theory, imagine this is 1 minute time frame. I was mentioning that we can see the based on the Elliott wave counts. I was expecting that it will create a new low here, and as you can see, it is already starting. And later on, you will see that this particular price or price of wave 3 will be will be triggered or will be visited anytime now. So the second topic was about the quarterly theory. I've mentioned this already many times, or I have discussed this many times already in my previous podcast sessions, and I'd like to give a recall of this based on the current price action. So allow me to activate my notes for the audience to understand it, and then allow me to use my personally coded indicator so that there will be automatic boxes there. I can also use the change it into to show the panel label so that I will be able to see what is the high or what is the low. But that would be that would make my chart complicated. So allow me just to uh, explain this quarterly theory based on the current price action. Now, what is quarterly theory? Quarterly theory is based on ICT's uh, day, to be exact. They uh, applied ICT's teaching in using the quarterly theory. So quarterly theory basically from the word itself, quarter, a year divided into 4 quarters, a month divided into 4 quarters, a week divided into 4 quarters, the day divided into 4 quarters, which is the four major sessions of the day, the Sydney, Tokyo, London, and then the New York. Now, basically, what is quarterly theory? Quarterly theory is almost the same with the quarterly theory that you know in the from the traders, famous traders out there. But basically, mine was a quarterly theory strategy reloaded in a different time frame, and that time frame is based on the overlapping sessions of the overlapping sessions of Sydney to Tokyo, and then the overlapping session of the Asian to London, and the overlapping session of the London to New York. Now, in this particular case, let me just change this into New York time zone. So the overlapping session of the London to New York is at 8 a.m. Again, this is New York time zone, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So why use QTR or why use quarterly theory reloaded? Because during this quarter or during this time window or the overlapping session of the London and the New York, the market uh, will be more volatile during this session or during this time window. And how do we apply it? All you have to do is find the accumulation, manipulation, and the distribution. Basically, what you are going to find is the distribution, manipulation, because after the manipulation, there will be a possible distribution, and the um, the most profitable quarters in quarterly theory are usually the manipulation and the distribution, especially when there are news or when there will be a news. Then the manipulation usually happens at exactly 8:30 a.m. Most of the high impact news are at 8:30. So basically your your second quarter will be considered the manipulation. So how do we use this in scalping or scalp trading? So basically, uh, for me, the first, if you don't know any Elliott wave theory or if you don't know any market structure uh, trading strategy, then therefore you have to wait for the QTR2 or the second quarter and the third quarter. So this is where you're going to catch or where you're going to trade, because you will wait for a manipulation to happen before before making a trade. Now, since I am an electrician, I was expecting that the price will continue to go down from after visiting or retesting the previous day high or the previous day body high. So from here, all you have to do is identify which is A or accumulation, which is M, the manipulation, which is D, the distribution, and X can be a continuation or a reversal. Now, if a quarter has no clear manipulation, then therefore there are two possible scenarios there. You're going to label it as an accumulation, or you may label it as an X continuation. When you say X continuation, we know that the trend started to go down. So since the first quarter tends to go down, then tends to continue going down, then therefore we can label it as XC. Then if we have labeled this as an XC, then we can also the next possible quarter will can be labeled as an accumulation. And then the third quarter can be labeled as a manipulation, and then the fourth quarter can be labeled as a distribution. Now, in this particular case, if we will try to check if there is a clear manipulation, if there is a clear manipulation as the overall structure of the overlapping session of the London to New York, as you can see, there's no clear manipulation that happened in the third quarter. So therefore, the XAMD as the structure, overall structure, should be considered, or you should consider changing it from originally an XAMD into a continuation model. When I say continuation model, if there just like what I've mentioned here, if there's no clear manipulation, then therefore the the price action will be a continuation model. So if continuation model, that means you don't need to identify the overall structure as XAMD or AMDX. All you have to do is all you have to do is identify the structure of the identify the QTR structure of the sub quarters. In this case, there's no manipulation. You don't need to identify the AMDX or the XAMD. Here in QTR2, we found a manipulation. So when we say manipulation, I'm referring to a sweep of the previous low of the subquarter. If you will try to look at it, here we have a possible continuation. XC means continuation. Let me just change this into 20. Okay. XC continuation of the previous trend. So this is the trend, downtrend. Then the new quarter opened with a continuation. So therefore, I labeled this as XC. And then the next subquarter should be labeled as A or accumulation. Because, and then after that, after the accumulation, we have the manipulation, and then we have here the distribution. So basically, if you want to trade using the QTR or the quarterly theory reloaded in a different time window, then therefore you wait for a manipulation to happen and let it test the low of the previous subquarter. In this case, the sub QTR2 low is at 3,408. Once the price went back on that particular price, then therefore you may consider this as a manipulation. So get ready for a possible scalp trade using the QTR sub QTR too low as your entry and the the low of the manipulation as your possible SL. Just like what I've said, don't use the exact price based on your chart because you have to consider the spread of the spread of the platform that you are using. So you may use this as your SL and then you may use the sub previous low as your entry and then targeting at least the the high of the second quarter or the high of the first quarter, sub quarter. So basically, if you have traded this, you entered at 3,408 and then your first take profit will be 3,417 and then your bonus uh, target will be at 420. So if you have traded this to this, you gained at least 10 points or 1,000 pips. Now, just like what I have mentioned a while ago, as you can see, the market created a new low. Okay, it's not because I am lucky enough to forecast the market, but simply because I follow the rules of Elliott wave theory. There are strict rules of Elliott wave theory. As long as you follow them religiously or strictly, you will be guided with your directional bias. All you have to do is find a use an entry model that will that will help you trade the structure. And the structure that you're trading is based on the Elliott wave theory. Okay. Now going back here, so basically that's how you do the QTR or the quarterly theory reloaded scalping uh, strategy. So wait for the manipulation to happen. The previous low, if you're finding a long position, buy long position, the previous low of the sub QTR will be your entry. The the manipulation low bottom will be your possible SL and then your target will be the highs of the previous sub quarters like the sub quarter 2 high and then sub quarter 1 high. And then from there, at least you will be able to get at least one trade based on the quarterly theory reloaded time window. And and then after that, you may also consider this so-called PBCT or the previous body candle theory. This is my version of the a candle theory and from the word itself, previous body. So as you can see here, based on the labels here, we have here the previous month high, the previous month low, previous month low, previous month high. Not only the previous month high and previous month low, but we also have the previous body high and the previous body low. So basically, in probably what you have learned is are just the external liquidities or the highs and the lows of the previous month, previous week, previous day. But in previous body candle, you will also consider the body. Remember, for example, remember if you're going to apply the previous body candle theory, remember that the closing or the opening will be the closing or the opening or the opening and the closing of the previous candle, daily candle, for example, will be the start, will be the possible reversal or continuation of the previous trend. In this particular case, just like in my analysis a while ago, I was expecting that the previous day body high or previous day high will be revisited or will be tested before it will continue to go down. And just like what I have forecasted a while ago, I was expecting that the price will continue to go down. So basically, if you are listening now in our analysis and then you traded it while I'm analyzing the market, then perhaps how much pips you have gained already. Let's try to measure. So I've mentioned that it will continue to go down from here to here. And if you have traded this based on my analysis, if you have considered my analysis, for example, then you have gained 26 points already or 2,600 pips. Unfortunately, since I'm the one analyzing now, I was not able to trade it using my account because I do not want to worry of my position while I'm doing the analysis right now. Yeah, that's a very good 200 point move, and it was analyzed live. So that's something that will tell you that I am not here for more than a year for nothing. I am here as your market analyst, as an elutician, uh, not only an elutician, but also I use ICT and other trading strategies. Unfortunately, I cannot uh, analyze the Bitcoin anymore in detail, but I can give you just the screenshot of it and what I am expecting for it to happen. I cannot give you a detailed analysis anymore because I've encountered a an internet problem a while ago. So what I am expecting is that the price will retest this level 113 to 117,000, and the my first line of defense would be at this particular price. This one. So if you're considering to in finding a long position based on the Elliott wave theory, then therefore your first line of defense would be this one, around 110,590, and your last line of defense for the bullish scenario would be at this particular price. Bullish lot. So first line of defense at 110,590. Last line of defense will be 107,345. And the possible reversal zone will be 113,395 to 117,132. And the possible target next will be 129,000 to 134,000. Okay, so that will that would be all. My apologies. I originally wanted to do check some questions, but unfortunately, I will not be able to do that because this session is only good for 1 hour. Hopefully, by my next podcast hosting, will be I will be able to maximize the time. Again, my apologies a while ago because I was cut off from my internet was cut off because of the bad weather here in our country. Thank you, Genesis. I hope all the audience right now learned something from this educational and insightful session. Hopefully, all the things that you have learned from this session, you will consider it and apply it in your future analysis. Do not just uh, use it right away in a live market, especially if this is new to you. You have to do back tests first and then forward test before applying it in the real market. Thank you, everyone. So many, so many magicians. Okay, so I guess we can now proceed to the giveaway. So what will